He's around. Thought he was around. We'll find out in a second. Send him the link. Okay. Chat up. What's up, Jamie? So yeah, let me. I'm gonna go over. First of all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over my projections, and then I'm gonna go over my actual exposures. So I am getting, you know, as far as pitching goes, according to the projections, you're going to have Ynoa and Burns as being your top two, and the ownership is going to reflect that, and Manoah as well. I'm going to get Bobby in here a second. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
like I'm just getting blinded by the light here.
Hey, wait, Bobby. First of all, are we doing the thing at 8:00 or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Another public service announcement. I don't know if it's on the actual site yet, but I did like an hour survivor pool video with Brave Jayhawk today, and it's really, really good. Should probably charge extra for it. But anyway, I put it up on YouTube, but I don't know if we have if we even have NFL set up yet on TrueDFS. If so, it's going to be
it's all set up. Yeah.
Oh, great. So it should get over there. All right, great. So that's one bit of good news, and yeah. So with respect to baseball, I have to say that I'm forcing in stuff today. Like I'm really getting. I wasn't getting too much of them when I was running my stuff, but I'm cramming some Dodgers in.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in there with you. And the other team, from a hitting perspective, which I'm getting is Cleveland. Which I didn't really talk as much about. So I'm getting I'm cramming in Dodgers artificially. I'm getting Cleveland. I reduced San Diego artificially, and then I'm getting slivers, man. I'm getting some slivers of Philly, some slivers of Atlanta, some, you know what I mean. So a couple of slivers here and there. I'm getting like only 5% Houston, which is a little scary, but hey, it's the way it's got to be.
I hear you. Just gonna say what's up to everybody because I'm having a little martini on the deck here.
Hey, got him.
Sorry, one second. Yeah. So basically, I made this slate pretty small for myself. Like I'm playing a couple big lineups on FanDuel, a few on DraftKings. Not anything crazy. They are Dodger centric. They're stacked in ways that I think you can get a little bit off the chalk. I'm going all the way 1 through 8. I have at least 2 Dodgers in all my lineups and 5 in most of them on DraftKings, and 3 in 3 or more on FanDuel, I believe, in all of them. So I like the Blue Jays still. I don't like the lineup they're rolling out all that much, but I still love Guerrero, Dickerson, Grichuk, especially on FanDuel. The pricing is tempting. I think I'm forcing Simeon in a little bit because he's not a guy who he's 4K. I don't think he's going to be as popular over there outside of full stack, which I'm using him in that. And then I'm using little 2-mans of Houston. Pitching, I have on FanDuel, I'm using Burns and Logan Webb. And on DraftKings, I'm using Burns, Manoah. Oddly enough, not together, though. I kind of probably should make sure to get that happen. Anderson and Bundy. Those are my guys. I do have one Casey Mize lineup, but mostly it's those guys. Keeping this slate simple and small, and I'm playing. I am combo stacking the Pirates on both sites. I think that getting a 2 or 3 man of the Pirates, that's Reynolds, Brian Hayes, and Park being my favorite, assuming that he's in the lineup tonight. And first, that's what I'm forcing a little bit in, and I don't think anyone's playing the Pirates. So I am willing to take shots at David Price, not full stacks, but certainly for mini stacks. That all makes sense. Pretty much what I was down earlier. Not a whole lot different, but I do have a narrower pool than I thought I was going to.
Yeah, it does. And I'm not playing FanDuel tonight. I'm just playing DraftKings, and just to get, again, this is my exposures. It's right here up on the board here. I have my highest owned guys are Burns and Enoa, and then I'm actually spread a little bit. I actually have 20% Bassett. Just for differentiation and for fun. I have a little bit of Bundy. I have a little bit of Kyle Gibson. I only have like one lineup with Gutierrez and only one lineup with Wainwright, and I do have one. One lineup with Alcantara. Yeah, so I'm just a little more spread out pitching wise than I thought I was going to be. And then again with hitting, I have the Dodgers in 50% of my lineups, including 30% of all my lineups are 5-man stacks, and they all I have 30% of my lineups are 5-man Dodger stacks. Put it that way. And I got some 4-mans too. And I guess the one team that I'm getting more of that I originally let on. I did say I like Cleveland, so I guess not that much more. But I don't know. I came up with a little Philly somehow. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, like I forgot to mention one other thing. I do think Wainwright is like an interesting tournament option especially on FanDuel. I just think there's a chance. Like I could see him just cruising tonight. And we never really talked about him earlier, so I just want to throw him out there. We just, I guess, very briefly, and I like Gutierrez a little bit, but I'm still I'm not getting to as much of it as I thought I was going to when the day started. But I do have him in a couple FanDuel lineups in 44s. And I just think this Pittsburgh thing is my big differentiator with the Dodgers. And I mean, I've got a couple of lineups, my big lineups where the player's not in that game, and I'm very, very content with taking that shot. I don't really want to fully stack Pittsburgh, but I do love the mini stack because I think David Price can get gotten. So that's my thinking behind that. But yeah, what's up to Adam? Adam says, I like what Adam said he's doing. He knows me very well. He's going Manoah, Enoa, and Double Dickerson. This guy just play all the weird names. It's like when we got to play both Giannis, both Antetokounmpos and both Bogdanoviches during the season. It was this year. It was kind of fun.
I was gonna play the Bogdanoviches tonight. It's all right. Just go ahead, Bob.
Hiccuping on me a little bit. Sorry, I lost you there for a second. What'd you say?
Nothing. There's just a lag. Just go ahead. You can just keep talking.
It's cutting out a little bit for me, guys. Yeah. It's the best I can do for right now. I will be into a place where we should have better internet. Probably tomorrow might be a little bit of a tricky issue because we're going to be sailing. So I'm going to try and figure out how to get the shows done before then, which me and you can talk about later on today. But yeah, I think this is a really fun slate. I kind of wish I was playing like 20 and 111 and really getting a lot out there. But I still think that like 80% of my lineups would have two or more Dodgers, no matter what. I just want to take this chance, and I think that there's a good chance that they really go completely off. I haven't checked the ownership. I know there's going to be no ownership on Pittsburgh in general, but I hate this lineup that the Blue Jays are rolling out. But I think that their ownership is non-existent. I got to have interest in that, so that's what I'm doing. Dodgers, Blue Jays, mini Pirates, mini 2-man Astros, and that's pretty much it. Can you guys all still hear me? Because I can't tell. There's sometimes long pauses and I can't tell.
Yeah, we can hear you. I just have to pause to make that work. That's all.
But yeah. So guys, let us know what you guys are doing out there. Why don't we hear? Oh, good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Let's hear what Rhodey's up to. Let's hear what Jamie Campbell's doing. Jamie, what's up, buddy? So I think that's interesting. Some of the Miami. I don't know if I'd get too many of them, but Brinson, sure, like the cheap ones. Sort of the same thinking as Pittsburgh. The only thing is, like, I'm not a believer in David Price. I've watched him pitch in person. I understand that he could mow through this really, really bad Pittsburgh lineup, but Brian Reynolds and Brian Hayes especially are too cheap and I don't mind using Park to make it a 3-man. So I would prefer the Pirates to the Miami nonsense, but I do like Princeton individually. How about you, Sheets? You getting any of the other cheap nonsense that we talked about?
No, I'm building a FanDuel lineup right now as we speak, just for fun. And what I'm doing is I'm just looking at my rankings and see who's low owned. Then I'm gonna try to make a low owned kind of lineup. So I'm gonna start with Alcantara at pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what my 4-man by 4-man low owned stack would be. Let me see on FanDuel. I already have a bunch of Dodgers. Let me just see what else I can do. I think we're going to start with Toronto or Cincinnati. Who do you like more, Toronto and Cincinnati?
I'm more on Toronto. I think a Cincinnati. I'll just say straight up, like I think some Cincinnati bats are always good at home. I think a full stack would be a mistake. I'm going to pull up the numbers while we're at it. I don't think that like Moustakas on FanDuel is just a ridiculous price. So of course you can play Moustakas. He's a terrific play, but I don't think that like there's certain guys who it's never ever good to pick on, and there are guys who literally like have been get hit hard probably once a year, and that's Kyle Hendricks. Like, and I don't think that you'd find me more likely to stack against I would probably look for more bats against guys like Garrett Cole than I would Kyle Hendricks, because he just doesn't give up enough. I know he's struggling a little bit more lately, but this is a good pitcher, like a really, really good real life pitcher. And I'm just not tempted to. I mean, this guy is like, I don't know. I'm not tempted to go after it myself unless there was a crazy win situation, or maybe if it was at Coors or something. But in general, I just sort of like pass on trying to get against Hendricks personally in general. Although I do like Moustakas as a one-off with his price on FanDuel. I'm just going to double check his numbers here. They have actually hit him pretty well, to be honest with you. I'm kind of shocked at how well they've hit him. How many of these guys are actually in the lineup? Let's see. I mean, that's a pretty good sample, guys. Get behind a little bit of red. 197 plate appearances. Not all these guys are in the lineup tonight, but they've really hit him pretty good. Maybe you do want to get to a little bit of the red. Maybe if I was playing some more lineups, I would even consider it. I just think there's better places to stack. But he has really this is the worst BVP I've seen him have against any team pretty much. So, yeah, you can go ahead and play some reds.
Trying to think, where do I start at third base? Is Moustaka third base? He sure is.
What's that?
Yeah, so Moustaka I could play at third. And then we could go.
Yeah, I like that everybody's into the Minnesota idea. I'm totally behind it. Sorry, I cut you off a little bit because I didn't hear you talking. It's cutting in and out for me. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when you try and do it on vacation. But Kevin asked if it was crazy to stack Minnesota and the Rockies together. No, it's not at all crazy. That makes perfect sense to me. I like that, actually. I think Minnesota is actually might end up being more popular than the Rockies are. Their bats are really cheap. I certainly don't mind it. It's not what I ended up with, but I definitely don't mind it. I just didn't play enough lineups to get to it myself. I did have some one-offs of Josh Donaldson and Mitch Garver. Any concern with the Washington weather? I'm going to get a weather report. Cheech, why don't you talk through a little bit what you're doing over there, and I'm going to get a weather update real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the other 4-man stack I'm going to play along with Toronto is on FanDuel. I really want to do something low owned. You know who's going to be low owned? The aforementioned Philly. So what does that look like?
What's that?
If I played Segura at third, and then I played Harper, and then I could play 2 cheapos. Okay. So do a 4x2x2 maybe. Trying to do something really just kind of kooky. The Reds, I could play. I would need 2 good outfielders. that are 2,400. I mean, I could play Naquin. Crap. Maybe Philly's not the idea. Trying to find a low-owned secondary stack on FanDuel. I think the Dodgers are going to be too chalky. So I like Toronto as the main idea. Let's play some of these Reds. Let's see what these Reds look like.
I literally you saying.
All right.
I can't hear anything she's saying, unfortunately. It's too bad. Yeah, I wanted to just I'll just say my quick thoughts on the Washington. I think there's some argument for maybe coming off of a little bit of Manoah if you too much exposure. I'm gonna play him a little bit. I'm not playing him on FanDuel. I'm on DraftKings. I was going to play him on FanDuel, but I ended up just sort of sticking to the guys I mentioned. But yeah, if you're afraid of it, I have no problem if you want to pivot somewhere else for the delay. I wouldn't be worried about the bats based on that recent weather stuff. And I would double check right before the game starts. But I personally am not terribly concerned about the bats in that game. And by the way, Manoah's strikeout ability later innings is not really that big of a worry. We're not counting on this guy to give us 7+ innings. 6 innings and 9 Ks or 8 Ks certainly would do the job. So that's my thoughts on that one. And you can just switch over to Logan Webb if you don't feel comfortable with it. I do like Logan Webb a lot anyway, so I have no problem if you just want to play Logan Webb instead of Manoah in a couple lineups. Chief, did you get to any Logan Webb?
No, I didn't get to any Logan Webb.
And no problem, Adam, on that. But just I would double check, with whatever weather person you're following. You can just follow Ralph on Twitter, and he'll update his stuff if you're not already an RG subscriber. Anyway, I think that's a good way to go. Kind of like this thing last time over. Unfortunately, it's cutting out for me, and then my skin doctor is probably going to kill me if I stay out here much longer. So I might be out of here in a few minutes. But if there's anything else to track, any other questions or thoughts? Again, sorry guys, it's that weird time right before the NFL, like a little bit of vacation time. So we're trying to get everything in. But it's some of the shows, the live shows, are going to be tough for me internet-wise. I'll always have my stuff updated. I'll always post everything on the site, but I'm not always going to be able to have the best internet. For some reason, I can't hear shit at all on the show, but you guys seem to be able to hear me, which is weird. Anyway, any other questions or thoughts, I'll answer if they pop on in. Sheets, you can go ahead and finish building your FanDuel stuff and talk through any thoughts you might have or any ideas, and I can. I'm trying to listen if I can.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, I'm really not playing too much on FanDuel. I just built the one lineup over there with Toronto and some Cincinnati, which I thought made a lot of sense. And I'm just pretty content with my DraftKings, just kind of forcing in the Dodgers and things like that. I didn't notice any particular weather concerns, but I have to take a look at that as we get kind of close to the lock. Let me just, for the hell of it, to give you an idea of what it would look like if I just ran my projections with a SaberSim 150 max build. You're gonna see what happens. You're gonna get just a shit ton of Padres, I think, and that's a little scary to me because. I'd like to fade that stuff, but when I have it set to consider ownership fade also and still getting all these Padres, it does concern me a little bit. But you know what? I have faith in the process, and I think Marquis is good enough where I'm not worried too much about fading the Padres. Let's just see what this looks like. And yeah, I encourage all you guys, if you didn't.
Guys, I'm sorry I can't hear Sheets, and I'm sorry it's not the perfect show. Go ahead, Sheets. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so we're
It's
just
really
building.
tough when it's like this. I'm really sorry about this.
Maybe you
It
should
was
just
much
turn
better
it.
yesterday, I felt like.
Maybe your volume's not up. Maybe his volume's not up. Maybe it's, let me see. Let me type this in there.
Well, I will stop interrupting the show and I'll get out of here. I'm still waiting on the Dodgers. That does probably increase the chance you're getting a little bit lower ownership in that game. And still going to have ownership, be wrong. People are going to play the Dodgers. But just remember that, the longer you wait, the more likely it is you're going to get a little bit lower ownership. And I'm hoping the Dodgers don't release their lineup until 2 hours from now, personally.
Yeah, look, this is what happens
later.
when you build 150
Until after
lineup.
Coors starts. That would be ideal.
I don't know. Maybe your volume's down or something. Maybe it's something as simple as that. Okay, that's fine. So this would end up being way too much. What's interesting though is that even though this stuff interests me, even though most of my exposure would end up being San Diego, like the highest upside lineups would actually be like Cincinnati, Chicago's, which is actually, I think that's pretty interesting actually. Yeah, well, I'm just going to do this on the side. Then I'm going to start. I'm going to start working on my on the LOL stuff for later. I'm still not quite done with it yet, as we move into the playoffs in that sport. And we did play some tennis lineups, which are not looking so good. What is it? We're in rain delay, I think. But yeah, there's that. I did not play in the soccer today. Let me just see if my projections are starting to load for LOL yet. I don't know what it is. Is it really bad that I'm like now really, really looking forward to LOL slates? I guess that's really bad, but it is what it is. Just really enjoy it. Let me just see. Yeah, these are not even up yet. Weird. I guess they didn't release starters yet. I guess that's the story. Yeah, Isner did. Yeah, he certainly could still win. Yeah, I'm in, Timothy, man. I like it. I really, really like it. I don't know. It beats watching pitchers get freaking lit up. I guess. I don't know. Tell you the funnest part really about LOL sweats, and it's funny. It's kind of the ignorance is bliss. I love when there's like you think you're alive and you have one game left, and you need to actually figure out like what you need to win, and then even after the game is over, you get that incredible sweat where there's like two more stat updates before it even becomes final. Like first they have to give like the bonuses for the, just like the kill bonuses and updating that. And then there's like a big 20-minute break before they allocate the games not played bonuses. And then it all just kind of just steamrolls at once. So if I like when I'm like alive and I really try to calculate it, like whether you have a chance to win or not. That's to me when you have only like 6 games or six units, it's like you can actually get that done. Uh, yeah, exactly, Adam. And then I try to like I sort by players by players PMR left or something, and then I see like who's got 2 and who's got 4. It's great. I think that's definitely a lot of fun. That's that. See, that's the problem with with like NASCAR sweats. Like NASCAR sweats, it's like so much of the first like so much of the race doesn't matter. Um, that the sweat is a little weird. Well, I don't really get. I'm not up in time to watch much of the LOLs in the mornings, but I whatever. And I'm busy doing other stuff. But if I'm live with for like the last game, maybe I'll sweat it or something like that. Just the way my my life and business works. Oh, there it is. Your girlfriend made fun of you. What about my wife calls these the cartoon characters. She says you're betting on the cartoon characters. Not even just they call them the cartoon characters. And funny, it was the cartoon characters, but it was better than MMA because when I was watching MMA, she was um she was saying, "Are you betting on professional wrestling now?" So it was professional wrestling when I was watching MMA, and cartoon characters for League of Legends. Hey, whatever keeps me off the streets, right? I could be going to strip bars instead, right? Can I tell you something, Adam? This might make me seem weak or whatever. I can't really watch MMA either. I find it difficult to watch, and this might be I guess sexist or whatever, but I find it very difficult to watch the women's MMA. I can deal sometimes with watching like the men beat each other up and like get bloody. I for whatever reason when a girl is like making another girl bleed and like beating each other up, it just something about it bothers me. Maybe that's bad, or maybe I'm like old or something like that. But that it just does. It just that doesn't feel right for some reason. Yeah, I just can't quite. It really literally makes me cringe when I watch. Let's see any. Let me scan my Discord for a minute. See if I can't find anything in here. The non DFS, non true DFS Discord. See if there's anything good worth mentioning. No. GNP. Not something else. Yeah. Speaking of which, all kinds of stuff. Oh, just a couple of announcements. I gotta tell Bobby this as well, but I'm gonna be sort of out for a little while. I have yeah. Hold on, I'll get there a second. No, I would not take the Boston Hitters. You could try to talk me into the the other side of that, actually, like Gill or something like that. If you could somehow get either Eovaldi or Gill to get through 7 innings, you have this complete game bonus, which could matter. But I'm not going to quite do it. Yeah, so I'm going to be out a few days. I got for various things. I'm going away and all kinds of stuff. But I'll get into that later. But MMA this weekend coming up, golf, Northern Trust, and NASCAR, all kinds of stuff. And I don't know how much I'm going to be participating in baseball this weekend, this coming weekend, because I am going to be away. But we'll talk about that. All right. Any other questions? Kenneth, you're here. I'll wait a couple of minutes, then I'm just kind of split, I guess. I want to be here for you guys, but I just don't want to just be, just be taking up space. A couple of Pittsburgh bats and Cleveland bats and fill-in pieces. Adam, not as much as no, I prefer to talk about anything. You know what, Adam? Not as much as I could or should. If you want to know the truth, I mean, like NASCAR, I mean, I'll put my stuff in, and then it's usually on the weekend where I'm out. You know what I mean? Like doing other stuff, and it's just very rare that I will even notice. Sometimes, yeah, if the guy gets sent to the back, if I'm around, I'll do it. I mean, it certainly makes sense, but look, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not, I'm not 100%, completely locked in on the weekends for a lot of things. I don't know how. I guess it happens often enough where I should worry more about it. All right. So what? A couple of Miami one-offs to knock out around the 23%. Yeah. I don't. I thought about that, Project Mayhem. I thought about that. They're just, and you know what? Somebody who's an Adam, somebody came in yesterday and suggested something similar. They suggested a Jazz Chisholm one-off, and it took all of one pitch for that to come through. Jazz Chisholm, to combat the Tucson ownership, on the first pitch, hit the ball a mile. I mean, Jazz Chisholm's like, park factor this. Boom! He didn't care where the hell that was going. I don't care what stadium that was in. That thing was long gone. First pitch of the freaking game. That was amazing. So yeah, I can do that. I don't think I'm playing enough lineups where I can make that work on Project Mayhem, but certainly makes sense. Let me just, I may as well just kind of review some one-offs here, see if there's anything that stands out. If you want to fill in some lineups with guys like Schwindel, first base, looks good. Connor Joe, 2,800, looks good. Jake Myers, 2,100, looks good. Chas McCormick, that's Bobby's been talking about him. I have him in my, actually my FanDuel is a one-off, actually. Brent Rooker. Yeah, I actually have one or two lineups with Alcantara, and Alcantara also is where I have that's my one lineup on FanDuel. I have Alcantara over there. I do like a catcher, by the way, just as a kind of a weird one-off. Not even a one-off because he goes with some of these other Cleveland guys. Wilson Ramos is very cheap at 2,600. If you had any interest in that. And also there's a 2K catcher who's, of course, the world-famous Yohei Pozo. So when Yohei Pozo breaks the slate, don't say you weren't warned. And just kind of gazing at this, I see Miguel Sano at 3,300 first base. That seems to ring a bell. Yeah, Dickerson, Lamont Wade, yeah. And I don't know if you're playing him, but for those of you guys that were thinking of playing Pittsburgh guys, this Rodolfo Castro's 2K flat. That's something. There you go, Timothy. You playing Yohale? Sure, why not? Let me see how much Yohale Pozo I have. I do have some, by the way, because I recognized him. Dude, I have 13% Yohale Pozo. Yep. I have of course, the two-man power stack of of Charlie or C. Culberson with Yohale Pozo, the old 7-8 Rangers two-man. The Yohale Pozo Culbertson two-man that fits really nicely with some of this Dodger business. There's nobody that has this lineup. I'm looking at this lineup here. This is with no Burns. Oh my God. Yeah, you know when I hear about all these guys like Texas being free and all these guys being free, you know my parents growing up, you know what they told me? Get what you pay for. So I don't know, maybe they're free for a reason. But yeah, I have some of that. We may as well go over some of my individual ownerships, see if anything stands out. You know what we're going to do a new feature. We're going to say who do I have too little of and who do I have too much of. All right, here we go. We've got too little. Do I have too little Burns? No, I got 50% Burns. I'm fine. I don't think I have too much of anybody, which makes me seem. Oh, I have too much Enoa. I got 67% Enoa. I got 27% Vot or Vote. That's a lot for a guy who's going to score one fantasy point. Zimmer looks good. Straw, he's fine. Charlie Culbertson, great grandfather was. Oh, that is correct. That is correct, Adam. Excellent. By the way, there's a very, very subtle upgrade in Cheats World going on right now. So the movie Moneyball, which I've now seen, uh, let's just say several times, I think it's moving up from, obviously top 2 or 3 sports movies to maybe top 10 movies of all time. The screenplay in that freaking movie is so freaking tight. I don't know how they come up with. I mean, some of the scenes and the way they're created and just the storytelling in general is just so freaking strong. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, obviously, if you haven't seen it, it's just insane. Just from a screenwriting perspective in general, it especially. I mean, that scene at the end, that scene where they, where what's his name? Where what's his name? Jonah Hill character brings him in to show him the clip of the dude who rounded the bases and as kind of an allegory to convince Billy Bean that he actually hit a home run. He didn't know it already, and he shouldn't be down on himself. I mean, how do you write that? That is so sharp and so good. I wish I could be that creative. I mean, honestly. Ooh, yeah, Adam, you got to get in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, but you know what? You're a sports guy and you're an analytics guy. I could just kind of tell, and just probably you're an overall smart guy, and that's it's just so good. All right. I am. I'm going to cut out. Uh, Good luck to everybody, and will I see you tomorrow? No, you will not. Yeah, Bobby doesn't. I guess he's not listening to me, so I guess he thinks that Adam just kind of threw it in there. Um. So yeah. So good luck to everybody. Project Mayhem, you got something? Yeah, throw one in. Yeah, good for you, Project Mayhem. I will more than happy give you first. Congratulations. I want to congratulate Project Mayhem in advance. Excuse me, who saw Hoop Dreams in the theaters? Interesting.